tutor. My specialist instrument is flute. We're going to talk about timbre today. Timbre, a word you may or may not be familiar with. You've probably heard it referred to when people talk of music and instrument sounds. Timbre. It refers to the distinctive sound made by different instruments, which enables us to identify those sounds. Each instrument, being made of different materials, constructed in different ways, played differently, will produce its own unique quality of sound, or timbre. Different instruments from different families produce quite a markedly different sound in their tone quality, their timbre. But each instrument's range, maybe 2.5, maybe 3.5 octaves more, the timbre can vary over that range of the instrument, so the low notes can sound of a different quality to some of the higher notes. This is timbre. There's a description of a dictionary definition just on the screen now. The opening music was by a group called Timbre. They're a Swedish folk group. There's 3 of them. There's a harmonium player. Harmonium is like a foot-pumped organ. It blows air over the reeds. Makes quite a smooth, nice sound. The singer, the vocalist, and a fiddle player, a folk fiddle. It's like a violin. It really is a violin. So we're going to have a listen to the opening of it, just the first 8 seconds or so, where the harmonium introduces the key and the melody. One hand plays a low, long drone note, the other hand plays a melody. Because both lines are played on the same instrument, their quality of sound is similar. So their timbre is the same, we could say. Have a listen. As we listen further, we hear the vocal part come in. You probably already guessed, you heard it earlier. It's a lady's voice. Have a listen again. The difference in timbre between the male and the female voice is quite marked. We know there's quite a difference, and it's very easy to identify. Even if we don't see the singer, we can identify just by what we hear, the timbre of the quality of the tone. Have a listen. So we started with the harmonium, then the voice came in, and now the texture changes a little again, where we introduce the third instrument, the folk fiddle. Again, different to the voice, different to the harmonium, different timbre. So you can identify, you can hear it in the music there. Listen on. Okay, did you hear it in there? The texture has built up, so there's a thicker sound, more volume, so it gets a little harder maybe to hear the violin there. So, the word timbre may be unfamiliar to you, but we can use other phrases like quality of sound, characteristic of sound. But timbre is the preferred word in our musical language and really is kind of more succinct. So we refer to different instruments' quality of tone using the word timbre. Each instrument has its own sound quality. We can say each instrument has a different timbre, and the difference is how the ear recognises and identifies a voiced sound. Let's just listen to a bit more of that piece by Timbre as we move into the next section. As we said, different instruments produce a different sound. We refer to families of instruments. We have the woodwind family, we have the brass family, the string family, percussion family of instruments. The violins, let's talk about the stringed instruments. They're all built in a similar way, they're built of wood. They have strings which are plucked or bowed. So they have a commonality in their sound quality. The different instruments vary quite markedly in size, so we've got low sounds and we've got high sounds. And each instrument has its own characteristic of sound, and with your eyes shut, if you was listening to these different instruments, if they played by one, you'd spot that difference. Same with the brass instruments, made of brass or other base metals, very often silver plated. Some instruments are made of silver, some are made of gold or even platinum. The brass instruments, long tube, a little conical towards the end which goes into a bell, flares into a bell. They're all of that same sort of design. They have valves which swap in different bits of tubing to make different lengths and get different notes. But they all produce their sound on a mouthpiece. The buzzing of the lips into the mouthpiece is what starts that sound in the instrument. So because they all produce their sound in that way, they have a common sound amongst the brass family. Again, each instrument has a distinctive timbre which you can then spot those instruments playing. With the woodwind, some produce their sound with a reed made of cane. Others, like the flutes, blow across a tone hole over an edge, which sets the vibrations up and gets the instrument sounding. We're going to have a look at that just shortly. We'll have a look at the flute family. So the flute family is quite a big family. Lots of different types of flutes. We have some pan pipes. I've got some here. Someone gave me these. I'm no expert at this, but here we go. There you go, there's the scale of C major. I'll just wait for the applause to die down. Okay, so flutes produce their sound by blowing across an edge, across a tone hole to an edge. That sets up the vibrations. Here's a bottle with a bit of water in it. So I've tried to tune it to a note C. It's quite a low C. There's a piano C. Listen to that quality of sound. That's how all flutes really work. Here's another one, smaller bottle, bit of water in just to tune it. Slightly smaller again. And a very small bottle. Actually, it's quite full of water, this one. I think that's the top C. There we go, it's about a C. So there we go, that's how flutes make their sound. Of course, you can't get many notes out of a bottle. If you go on YouTube, you'll find some amazing people playing amazing tunes on lots of different bottles. Very entertaining. Here's the piccolo, and here's the tone hole, and we blow at that outside edge. If I play a C here, it plays quite high, it's quite shrill. One of the highest, really the highest instrument in the orchestra. Our colleagues refer to it as the shrieking twig, quite unkindly. Just a bit of fun. Here's the flute. Again, you see the tone hole here on the head joint. This is the lip plate, the tone hole. We blow across the tone hole to the outside edge there, and it makes a more mellow sound than the piccolo. There's the lowest note on the flute. And today we have the alto flute, which is even bigger, and tone hole. We blow across to the outside edge again. Makes a more mellow sound. Quite a distinctive sound to the other flutes. Quite like that. So there's the flutes. We're going to take the idea a little bit further now. Let's play a tune on the flutes. I recorded some music earlier, the hornpipe, which is sort of a UK, let's call it a UK folk tune. Scottish, Irish, English, Cornish, well, they all have this hornpipe. It's been around for yonks. If you listen to the Last Night of the Proms, the hornpipe features in the Henry Wood Sea songs. So have a listen to this. We're going to play the hornpipe on the piccolo, then the flute, and then the alto flute. See if you can hear the differences. We'll pop up the instruments on the screen as they're playing so you can hear which is which. back to that hornpipe at the end, and we're going to clap along to it for a bit of fun. We'll do that shortly. Just one more group of instruments I'd like to talk about, and that's the guitars. The guitar family of instruments, there's quite a few in there. There's the guitar, of course, and we've got electric guitars, acoustic guitars, Spanish guitars, banjos, ukuleles, all sorts of things, all built in a similar way, similar materials. They all have strings which are plucked, so they have a common sound amongst that family of instruments, and yet each instrument in that family sounds different. We're going to listen to a piece of music now, a bit of bluegrass from America, and here we have two instruments. We have a banjo and a guitar, and they play in a call and response fashion, so you can hear them playing the same notes, the same tune. You can hear the difference in the quality of the sound. Have a listen. We'll pop up the instruments on screen as they play, so you know which one's which. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. So now we have an idea of what timbre is and why different instruments sound different to each other. Each instrument has its own sound or sound quality or tone quality. We can say each instrument has a different timbre, and this difference is how the ear recognises and identifies a voiced sound. Okay. So we're going to finish off now by listening to the hornpipe again. We've got the three flutes playing, the piccolo, the flute and the alto flute, and there's also a banjo playing and also a bass guitar. So listen carefully, see if you can spot all those instruments. It's quite foot tappy, so if you want to tap your foot, do that. And clap along, why not? It goes about this speed. Okay, now it's in two beats in a while. 1, 2, 1, 2. You can clap on the first beat. 1, 2, 1, 2. Or you can clap on the second beat. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is my preferred one. Americans call it the backbeat. So 1, 2, 1, 2. You might want to tap your foot on the first beat of the bar and clap the second beat. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now I'll give you a warning. The speed doesn't stay the same. It changes. It's going to get faster as we get towards the end, and I'm going to race you all clapping, and I think I'll win. Good luck. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry. And watch out for some more videos from Thurrock Music Services on all sorts of topics. Music's fun.
Hello. A warm-up in music lessons is very important, and today I'm going to show you a body percussion exercise. So what is a body percussion? It is an action performed on your body, and which is making a sound. So it can be clapping, it can be stomping, it can be something you can do on your face, or on your head, or on your shoulder. So it can be anything you think of. And the body percussion exercise, which I'm going to show you today, contains 3 sections. And we are going to split those sections and learn them part by part. But first of all, I'm going to show you how the whole exercise looks like. And it goes like that. Okay, that's quite complicated, does it? But it's not as complicated if you're practicing a lot of times, going back and back to the parts you've been doing before. Okay. So let's have a look to the first section. And the first section contains 3 actions. They are knees, clap, click. Okay. So we are going to perform twice, saying the actions, which are knees, clap, click, knees, clap, click. So we've done it twice. On the third time, we are adding another clap. So I'm going to show you the third time. It goes like that. Knees, clap, click, clap, knees, clap, click. And again. Knees, clap, click, clap, knees, clap, click. Okay. So the whole thing sounds like that. Knees, clap, click, knees, clap, click, knees, clap, click, clap, knees, clap, click. Okay? So once you're very comfortable with this section, you can perform it not voicing the actions. And it looks like that. I'm going to count you in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So once you're comfortable with this part, you can carry on to the second section. If you're not entirely sure what you're doing on the first part, just go back to the beginning of the video and just keep on performing it. Okay, so the second section looks like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Stamp, clap, click. Okay. So what we're doing, we are clapping 7 times on your left hand side. Then we go to your right hand side and we are clapping 5 times. We go back to your left hand side and this time we are clapping 3 times. And back to your right hand side and again 3 times. And we're finishing on stomp, clap, click. Okay, so the whole section looks like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Stomp, clap, click. Okay, let's try not to voicing the actions. Okay, I'm going to count you in again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you're confident enough with your second part, you can start looking at the third part. Now the third part is the most challenging one. You might take a bit more time to learn it. What could help you with the third part is following the actions from the song We Will Rock You, which are stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap. We all remember that song, do we? Stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap. Okay, but Now, to make things a bit harder, we are going to get rid of a gabbing routine. And it goes stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, clap. Okay? So 3 times we are performing stamp, stamp, clap. Okay? Now on the 4th time we are adding 2 claps. We go stamp, stamp, clap, clap. Okay, so I'm showing you the first 3 times. We go stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap. And I'm showing you the 4th time. Stamp, stamp, clap, clap. Okay, the whole 3rd section sounds this way. Stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, clap. One more time. Stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, clap. Okay. Now, if we are very confident with it, we will perform it with no words. So I'm going to count you in again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I hope you got a hand of it. Okay, so once you're very comfortable with every single section, you can start working to join the whole sections together. So I'm going to show you how the whole exercise sound like. And the first time I'm going to voice it. And the second time I'm not going to voice it. So the first time we go like that. Knees, clap, click. Knees, clap, click. Knees, clap, click, clap. Knees, clap, click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Stomp, clap, click. Stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, clap. Stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, stamp, stamp, clap, clap. Okay. Now, this time, I feel very, very confident. You are going to perform it with no words. So I'm going to count you in. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this exercise and just keep on practicing. Hello. I'm going to talk about this instrument called the saxophone. And saxophone is a woodwind family instrument. However, it's mistakenly taken for a brass family instrument because of the sound of it. But saxophone has a reed, therefore it's still a woodwind family instrument. There are different types of saxophones, but the 4 main ones are soprano, alto, tenor, and baritone. Soprano is a high sounding saxophone, alto is a medium one, tenor is a lower sounding saxophone, and baritone is the lowest one. So I'm having an alto saxophone and I'm going to play for you the melody. It's quite a famous one, so I hope you will enjoy it.
Hello everyone, and I hope you're well. Now, my name is Chris Lunt, and I'm a woodwind tutor, an occasional guitar and ukulele teacher for Thurrock Music Services, and welcome to our video on the musical term timbre. Now, before we talk about timbre, let's just talk about the other elements of music that I know that you've been learning about through our various videos. So let's just revise. Let's talk about pulse. Remember pulse? Yeah, the heartbeat of the music, continuous through the music, keep us in time. Rhythm. Okay, rhythm, long and short sounds that we put together. And I know that in previous videos you've learned about crotchets, 1-beat notes, minims, 2-beat notes, quavers, half a beat, quick ones, and possibly semi-briefs, 4 counts long. Okay, that's our rhythm. Also pitch. Pitch is high and low sounds. So if we sort of equate that to maybe animals, birds, sort of sound very high, and maybe a cow with its low moo sounding pretty low. Okay, tempo is another one that you've learnt about. Tempo meaning the speed of the music. Is it fast? Is it medium speed? Or is it slow? Okay, so we're going to talk about timbre, and timbre is a word that describes different sounds that instruments make. In fact, the sounds that everything makes, including you. Okay, your voices all have different timbres, and it's just as well, otherwise it will be very difficult for people to recognise one another. So we all have our own distinct timbre. Okay, as do musical instruments. So firstly, before we go on any further, let's just explore some timbre using our mouths and breath, not our voices though. And I want to play this copycat game with you, where I'm going to make some sounds with my breath and lips, and I want you to copy back what I've been doing. Okay, so for example, I'm going to make a sound, I'm going to point at me, and then when I do that I want you to do what I've done. So I want you to all sit up nicely, nice straight backs, heads up. You can put your hand on your tummy to feel your breath right down here. Okay, so here I go first, me first. S, s, s. S, s, s. Sh. Sh, sh, sh. Sh, sh, sh. Sh, sh. Okay, well done guys. I think you did really, really well there. Okay, so maybe something that you could do experiment, see if you can make different sounds just with your lips and breath. Okay, explore different timbres that you're capable of. Okay, right. The main instrument I teach is an instrument called a clarinet. Clarinet is a woodwind instrument because it's made of wood. My one's made of wood, and we need wind to make it speak, to give it its voice, and the wind comes from our breath. Okay, I know some of you may have played a clarinet before, maybe in whole class situations with me, but the clarinet has something very special to make it sound. It has one of these things here. So that's called a reed, and that is made of a piece of cane, and what we do is we blow down the clarinet, and that reed, it vibrates, which means it moves very fast to make the sound, to make the unique, distinctive timbre of a clarinet. Now, the clarinet's got a big range of notes. It can be quite very low, it can play very high as well. And these groups of notes, ranges of notes, are called registers. And each register on any instrument sounds slightly different. It has a slightly different timbre. So to demonstrate that, I'm going to play you a tune that you all know, hopefully, Harry Potter theme. And I'm going to play it on the clarinet in 3 different registers, so you can hear the different timbres of the registers of the instrument. There's my clarinet. I didn't show it to you before. Okay, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to play Harry Potter theme in a low register, so listen to the timbre. Sounds kind of really woody, doesn't it? Hollow. I like that sound down there. Right, I'm going to play it in the middle register now, see what you think. So it has a different character, different timbre. That's in the middle register. That sounds a sort of cleaner and clearer sound. Anyway, last time I'm going to play in the high register. Okay, see what you think of this. Different sound again, different timbre. Okay, different sound again. So what did you think? That one, a bit louder up there, a bit more piercing. It sounds probably a bit thinner, maybe. I don't know, you can decide. Okay, so that's a clarinet. What we're going to do now, finish with, is what I thought would be good is if we could play some extracts, musical extracts, that feature certain instruments that you would hear. And I'm going to play a little extract, and I want you to listen to it and see if you can listen to the timbre of the instrument that's being played, and see if you can recognise what the instrument is. Not only that, when you're listening to these extracts, maybe we could listen to the pulse of the music, we can listen to the rhythms that are being played, we can listen to the pitch, we can listen to the tempo. Okay, so we've got all those things that we can listen to. But primarily, I want you to listen to what instrument is being played and see if you can identify. I'll give the answer at the end of every playing. So here's our first one. Can we recognise what this is? Oh yeah. Okay, what do we think that was? Any ideas? Okay, I'll let you know. That, of course, is a saxophone. It sounds a really cool instrument, isn't it? Saxophone. The saxophone is a woodwind instrument, but it's made of brass, and that gives it its unique timbre. Okay, fantastic. Right, what about this one? Wow, that's cool, isn't it? Okay, anyone got any idea what that is? Sounds quite high, sounds really clear, sounds like a little bit like a bird chirping away, doesn't it? That was a flute. Did you get that right? Well done. Okay, what about this one? Starts with some drums. Wait till after the drums start. Cool, wasn't it? Anyone ideas? Any ideas on that instrument? That was kind of loud and it's a bit brash, wasn't it? That was a trumpet. Okay, did you get that right? Well done if you did. Trumpet. What about this one? Okay, that was really, really beautiful, wasn't it? That's a piece called the Lark Ascending. So it's supposed to be a lark sort of hovering in the meadow. What instrument do you think that was? Do you know? That, of course, was the violin. Okay, a stringed instrument. It sounds really beautiful there. Okay, just one more for you. That was great, wasn't it? Anybody know what instrument that is? Oh, stop that. Anybody know what that instrument is? Any ideas? It's got a nice clear sound, very low, but it also went pretty high at the top there, and it's got a kind of a comical sound on that piece, isn't it? That instrument was the bassoon. Okay, you did well if you got that one. That's quite a hard one, because yeah, quite hard to get that right. Well done if you did. Right, hope you enjoyed those. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, so let's keep learning.
Hi, this lesson is about timbre. That is the different sounds that instruments make. That individual sounds they make. I'm going to show you some brass instruments today. This is the trumpet. This is the French horn. The trumpet and the French horn are very similar in pitch. The trombone, which means actually bass trumpet, is a much lower pitch. The last brass instrument I'm going to show you is called the euphonium. And this also makes a very deep sound as well. There are bigger brass instruments and all that, but everyone's got a characteristic sound, you know. And when you learn to play an instrument, you kind of go for that sound. You know, you think, well, I like that sound, maybe I'll go for that instrument. So this is the euphonium. Thought we finished this little session with one of our little favourites when we do our walking, okay? And you can teach the rest of the family, okay, how to do this. You get everybody in the family just walking, you know, it'd just be great. And all exercise, you know, as soon as we're all in our houses. So would you do that? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Drums. Bass. Whistle here.
Yes, indeed, I'm talking about you and me. I'm hoping that you'll come back to me. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm talking about you and me. I'm hoping that you'll come back to me. What you gonna do when the well runs dry? Are you gonna run away and hide? What you gonna do when the well runs dry? Are you gonna sit right down and cry? I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm talking about you and me. I'm hoping that you'll come back to me. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm talking about you and me. I'm hoping that you'll come back to me. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm talking about you and me. I'm hoping that you'll come back to me. What you gonna do when the well runs dry? Are you gonna run away and hide? What you gonna do when the well runs dry? Are you gonna sit right down and cry? I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm talking about you and me. I'm hoping that you'll come back to me.
Retro stuff here.
I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm talking about you and me.